Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. I'm Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, and I'm here with another reminder on how you can live your best life. Okay? Because one thing about me, I'm gonna live my best life. My mom used to tell me, right, when I quit my job and was just home with the kids. Before I was Ascending Infinite Goddess or any of that, my mom used to be like, you have too much idle time on your hands. You need to go get a job and be a productive citizen in society. And, you know, she was saying it kind of jokingly, but she was serious, too. But I always tell her, listen, I am more productive. I am a more productive citizen. I am doing more for our community than half of these ninjas that do have a job. Half of these people that pay taxes in and pay their tithes and stuff. I am doing more for humanity by just being me than half of them out here. You know why? Because when I worked a job, I mean, I used to have fun on the job. I always make a game of things wherever I am. But one thing about me, I don't like being stressed. I don't like too much of the too much. So when things started getting gritty and I was like, okay, I'm bringing it home and I'm stressing my kids out. I'm stressing myself out, stressing out my man. Like, it wasn't conducive. And when you have a job or when you're living a life that you don't love, when you take yourself too seriously, when you get too caught up in this matrix, it's like a whole nother ball game. You're in a whole nother echelon. You're in a whole other atmosphere. We are not getting out of this thing alive, y'all. We aren't. We are not getting out of this alive. This is not the time to take yourself, you know, so seriously. It's not a time to like beat yourself up. It's not a time to not have fun. Like, who set the standard to say, hey, if you go and you have fun or you're having a good time, then, you know, you're being a bad person. Like, only children should have fun or use their imagination or do wondrous things. No. That's why adult coloring books, like, they made such a huge comeback a couple years ago. When I was in the hospital in 23 with the baby, no, 22, he was born in 22. When I was in the hospital, I sat for a couple of weeks because they wanted to induce me, and I was like, nope, I'm going to sit, right? And my water was leaking, but I was like, whatever, as long as we can ride out, we're going to ride out. We're going to let him cook, right? But they brought coloring books because they're like, oh, mental health is important, and this is some things that you can do, and whatever rigmarole. Then they're like, you know, crosswords are good, and do you need to speak to a spiritual advisor? And I'm like, ma'am, I am the spiritual advisor. Y'all may want to come and talk to me, right? They always walked in, they're like, oh, your room smells so good, right? I always had plants in there. I was playing meditation music, even when I was having the baby in the delivery room. The surgeon was like, what is it? You know, we'll let you pick the music. What do you want to listen to? And I was playing 432 meditation music. And I was like, I need y'all to dim some of these lights. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to set this tone because I am the creator of my freaking reality. I don't care what your hospital policies say. I don't care what it is that you've always done your whole freaking life. It doesn't matter, because when you're around me, I run this shit. I run this shit. Allow yourself to have fun with whatever it is that you do. Allow yourself to know that you are the creator and the master of your reality. Literally, there are literal tools where you can measure your energy, your frequency, the heat patterns, the ways that you're putting off. There's literal tools that you can do this. You can get your aura read. You can get your brain scan to see like how in control of your mind you are. When I did this, I think I did that in 2021, or was it early 22? Anyway, I did that. I had my aura read. I got my brain waves read. I wanted to see like how I can keep control of my thoughts. How do thoughts like kind of come in and integrate? How can I redirect my thoughts? You know, and that taught me so much about how much I am in control of me. When there's other outside influences, how does that affect me? Yada, 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 yada. Sometimes you got to get outside the box and then say, okay, I hear all this woo-woo. Let me go put something physical to it. And then when you see, oh shit, when I am feeling happy and joyful and lighthearted, I am in more control. I am less dense. I am able to send certain frequencies and signals out and able to receive certain signals and frequencies. But when you are just stuck in the matrix, you know, working your job or going to college because you have to do this and follow the law and when you're living that life, like, you lose sight of what the bigger picture is. None of us is getting out of here alive. And when you are on your deathbed, I've been around many of people on their deathbed. Okay, I've been around people, like I was just telling someone, I'm a death doula, right? I'm a birth doula, I'm a death doula. Like, there's a cycle coming around me. But when people are like on their last breath, you know, whether it's expected or unexpected, whether they plan for this or not, none of them was like, I'm glad I got that doctorate degree. I'm not saying we don't need doctors. We don't. I'm not saying that we don't need doctors and surgeons and things of that nature, or lawyers or whatever. I mean, yeah, sure, in this construct. But to run yourself so ragged or to beat yourself up because that's not something you wanted to do, or that's not something that you achieved, or, you know, maybe your parents held this outrageous ideal for you and you fell short of it because you wanted to be, I want to say clown, but I don't want it to be derogatory, you know? But yeah, I was gonna say clown, but I don't want to mean, but like, you wanted to be a marine biologist, or, you know, you aspired to be an astronaut, or you decided to work in a recycle plant or whatever, right? When you follow the true calling of your soul, and not everybody is supposed to be a Reiki practitioner or tarot card reader or an oracle. Not everyone's supposed to be that. Not everyone can be the chief, okay, of their field. Everyone has a place, though, okay? So when you follow the song of your soul, when you follow the joy that is placed in you, you are so much more wealthier. You are so much more productive. But when you are living by the standards that have been set from when you were, you know, how much long ago, when you were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, and you're still following that same programming because you don't want to disappoint this person, but you're steady disappointing yourself, all I'm saying is it leads to a miserable life, and it makes your energy dense, and you're not going to get much further. So go have fun, go live out your soul song, go do all the things that make you feel amazing. It is not reserved just for the children, but a great way to tap into this energy is with the children, is through the children, because they are unadulterated, they haven't been beaten up by life, they are still there. Wow. And as soon as I say that, look who it is. Look who it is. Hi. Say hi. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap it up. Tap in with the babies. Okay? Because they keep you young. Thank you. All righty. All right. Anyway, Mama's. That's it for me. I love you all. Go have fun. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.